Hi everyone, welcome to the Paddock Porch, where we talk hot laps, life, and family. This week's episode is unlike any other. Instead of breaking down a race or sharing the latest from the track, I want to slow down, take a deep breath, and run a different kind of lap. A tribute lap for my grandmother. I know Baku was all sorts of exciting, but I took some time off to grieve and travel back to my home country, Kenya, to join my family in laying our beloved matriarch and my grandmother to rest. She lived almost 9 decades, a full race by any measure. And like every great driver, her journey wasn't just about speed or how quickly she got from one point to the next. It was about consistency, endurance, and wisdom to know when to push, when to pause, and when to lean on the team around her. In the paddock of life, she was our anchor, our matriarch, the one who held us steady when things got chaotic, who reminded us that family is the strongest pit crew we'll ever have. She taught me that the fastest laps mean little if you don't have someone waiting at the finish line to cheer you on. As I reflect on her life, I am reminded that racing and living share the same truth. It's not just about the checkered flag, but the stories, the lessons, experience, and love you collect along the way. This episode is my way of honoring her, a race well run, a legacy that will continue to guide me, and a reminder that no matter how fast life moves, family keeps us grounded. So today, take this lap together with me, not in competition, but in gratitude. Today we honor her legacy, a race well run, and a finish line crossed with grace. I had prepared a tribute that I will share with you all. Yeah, and here we go. Lights out, let's go. Tribute to Shosho. Those who are not Kenyan, Shosho is grandma. Anywhere you hear Shosho, it just means grandma. Here we go. Today I honor and celebrate the life of a remarkable woman, my Shosho. She was a true heart of our family, the one whose wisdom, prayers carried us through every season. 89 years, almost 9 decades of grace. She was going to be 90 in October. What a blessing it has been to have her in our lives. Her story was one of resilience, strength, and unwavering faith. She lived beautifully and has left us with a name, traditions, and pieces of her identity that we'll proudly carry forward. When I look back, I cherish the adventurous days in dusty Naivasha. Most of my friends used to joke that Naivasha is not Ocha or is not the village, but yeah, that is where she lived. I learned how to eat fish with the tiniest bones without choking, and I enjoyed carefree village life. I remember her surprise visits always arriving with goodies and how she would fiercely defend us when our parents tried to be harsh on us in her presence. Her visits brought joy and freedom, because we were able to pretty much do anything without repercussions or getting any disciplinary acts at the time that she was there. Shosho showed us the power of family, the value of hard work, and the importance of trusting God. Fun fact, I was supposed to be named Ruth Wanjiko, not Winnie Wanjiko. Anyone who knows me as Winnie, that will not have been my name. I would have been called Ruth. The second name, Wanjiko, is short for Shiko, and at the paddock porch, you know me as Shiko, so Shiko is my grandmother's name. She's the one who gave me this name. Growing up, it was confusing at gatherings and events because all the girl cousins, most of them were called Shikos. Since I was the youngest, I became Shiko Small. These past few weeks, I've been thinking about what else I got from my Shosho. You see, she just didn't give me her name. She gave me some of her traits, pieces of herself that live in each one of my cousins named Shiko. And one stood out: we get things done. That doesn't mean perfect, but it means movement. Put one of Shosho's Shiko in a room that nobody knows how to begin or what to do, and suddenly things start happening. Plans are made, tasks are assigned, and work begins. That spirit carried her because one of those Shikos was by her side during her sickness, with other relatives, of course. Another Shiko housed her, found her a caregiver, and ensured she was taken care of until her final days. And all Shikos in their own way were helping family and friends to plan for her final celebration, that is, her funeral. Some of the other traits I know I carried from her, so this could be good or bad depending on how you look at it. But I'm stubborn, especially if I believe I'm right. I'm brutally honest, so never ask for my opinion if you want it sugar-coated. I really love order, and I feel deeply uncomfortable in chaos. Like Shosho, I'm a storyteller. I can talk the whole day and still have more to say. That's how you all know that this tribute is going to be long, and I'm probably going to be here for a while. Yeah, so Shosho lived a beautiful full life. She attended every event her grandchildren had, always bringing wisdom and great vibes. For most of her years, she managed her health relatively well with medication for some chronic illnesses here and there. But things changed drastically in December 2024 when her right foot began to swell. When the pain became unbearable, she was taken to hospital. Her foot began to rot. Yeah, I still remember visiting her coincidentally at the time we were in Nairobi for a home visit. She had told some family members that it was the worst pain she had felt in all her life. So a woman who has lived 89 years most likely knows a thing or two about pain. And her saying this really made us know that this pain was truly unbearable. Despite the immense pain, her spirit remained unbroken. Things escalated quickly as her leg was amputated twice during that period we were at home. And after several anxious days after the second amputation, the wound finally started to heal. Hallelujah, glory to God. I visited her one last time before going back to Johannesburg, and immediately I stepped into that room. She gave me the biggest smile. She looked so radiant, so welcoming, so warm. Her whole demeanor changed when I walked into that room. I remember one of my auntie's friends asking who I was because of just the way Shosho reacted when she saw me. During that visit, she recounted how most of her leg was now gone, and she asked about her great-grandkids, of which I showed her pictures. Life adjusted into a new normal for her as she tried to live without one of her legs. Fast forward September 2024, my mom visited as she usually does. I think it was an event or something at my cousin's place, and after the visit, she called me with heartbreaking news. Shosho's other leg now was swollen. She was going to have another amputation on the only leg that she had left. My heart sank. I prayed desperately, "Not again, Lord, not again." During this time, I was also meant to attend the Sisters of Africa conference. Strangely, though I thought I had registered, my name wasn't on the list of attendees. The slot I wanted was sold out, and after some back and forth with the organizers, they told me they'd make space for me because I was a regular attendee. I now believe I was meant to be there. Every speaker at the conference seemed to speak somehow to my family's situation. I prayed hard for Shosho and my auntie. My mom was in Nairobi to take her sister, who was also sick, to hospital during the same time, so I was praying for both of them. I even asked a friend beside me to help me pray for them. On Monday afternoon, after the weekend that sisters had concluded, that was the 15th of September 2025, I got a message from my mom. Shosho has rested. At first, I thought she meant Shosho was napping at my cousin's home. I don't know why I would think that. I was just maybe desperate not to believe the obvious. But when I called her, she confirmed Shosho had passed away, and my heart literally sank. Tears flowed freely, and I froze for a while, not knowing what to do. I asked God why. After all the prayers I had done over the weekend during Sisters, why now? The answer came quietly. I had prayed that God will heal her. In essence, God actually answered my prayers because her ultimate healing finally came in his own way. In the days that followed, I stopped asking God why and started asking what I'm supposed to learn from this season of sadness and mourning. One word came to me on Thursday night, that was on the 18th of September, and the word was friendship. I forwarded the message my mom had sent me to some friends. Little did I know, but I was in for a lesson on friendship that week. I have tried to be a good friend, but these 2 weeks I learned about the power of friendship on a personal level, now directed towards me. The small and big acts of love that held me up, every act was a true testament of love in action. And so this thing called friendship. Friendship is that woman in the parking lot who said hello when I was too weighed down to greet anyone. Friendship is the woman who prayed with me at the conference that I almost did not attend. Friendship is the friends who wanted to rush over to our house the moment I shared the sad news. Friendship are those who understood when I wasn't ready for visitors and waited patiently until I was ready. Friendship is the people who asked how they could be of help without even me asking. Friendship is neighbors who brought cookies and made my daughter dream about them, even waking up earlier than usual the next day because her dad had said she could only have one in the morning. Friendship is neighbors and friends lending us furniture so that a few friends could come and be able to gather at our home to encourage and comfort us. Friendship is people asking for items on my to-do list and saying, I'll handle this, literally taking weight off my chest. Friendship is the reason there was food and drinks at the gathering, because everyone came with something. Friendship is people arriving early at the gathering to organize, just make everything ready so that I wouldn't have to do everything. Friendship is that person who left me encouraging messages every time they could. Friendship is my day bag offering to help with our kids during the whole season of mourning and traveling back home without really expecting anything in return. Friendship is the pastor who came to give us an encouraging word on the busiest day of the week for pastors. Friendship is my husband picking up seats and all the stuff which was offered to us by neighbors and friends and doing what needed to be done tirelessly even when I traveled back home for the funeral. Friendship is the people who dropped everything. Now, anyone who lives in South Africa, they know how busy Saturdays are. It's the day everyone is trying to catch up on something or rest or do family things or take kids to practice, soccer, plays. It's a very busy day with a lot of obligations, family, personal, and really anyone who made time to come to my house really made a sacrifice. They came to my house to see me cry and hold me, and my heart was so much lighter after that visit. Friendship is the people who checked on my family and kids when I traveled for the funeral. Friendship is the friends who helped financially, because death catches us all by surprise and it's really costly on all accounts. The help made the financial burden of traveling for the funeral much, much lighter. Friendship is the people who made sure I made it to the funeral in time to surprise my family who thought I was watching online from my couch in Johannesburg. Friendship is the people who made sure I made it to the airport on time on my way back to Johannesburg. Friendship is the people who gave me something to take back to my family so that I don't go back empty-handed. Friendship is the people who made it to the funeral to join us in celebration of our shosho. What a wonderful day it was. Everyone brought good vibes. We danced in celebration of our life well lived. It was really a wonderful day. May God bless each and every one of you. And in your own time of need, may He send friendship to cover you too. Grateful for family, for love that outlives farewell, for the gentle reminder that presence is its own kind of healing. I was so blessed to have made it to the funeral. It was so special. It brought tears to my dad's eyes. Like every season, sadness is a season and it will pass. We take comfort that Shosho is no longer in pain. She's at peace, reunited with her maker, and her legacy will live on. I rest in this truth. She fought the good fight, she finished the race, and kept the faith. A life so beautifully lived, a heart so deeply loved. Rest in peace, Shiko, our matriarch. Rest in peace, Shosho. With love, Shiko Small. As we close this special episode, I want to thank you all for riding with me on this tribute lap for my grandmother. Her race may have reached its finish line, but the lessons, love, strength she has left behind will keep fueling our journey forward. If there's one thing I hope you take from today and this episode, it's this. Whether on track or in life, it's not about how fast you go, but about who you share the laps with and the legacy you leave in their hearts. Her journey reminds us that life, like racing, isn't about speed, it's about love, endurance, and the people in your pit crew. So choose well. Here's to hot laps, life, and family, the three things that keep us grounded, inspired, and moving forward. Until next time, take care of yourselves and hold your people close. This is the Paddock Porch. Remember to follow on social media and subscribe to my channel on YouTube at the Paddock Porch. I'm Shiko. God bless.